My name is Sarah Core, and I'm a Girl Scout as well as a junior in high school. This summer, I decided to complete the huge undertaking that's known as the Gold Award, the highest award a Girl Scout can earn. This video will take you on the journey with me. The first step in completing a Gold Award project is figuring out what the project's going to be. It should be something that gives back to your community. For me, that's the North Canton Playhouse, our community theater. I've been involved there for 5 years now, and I'd like to give back. The Playhouse has provided me with a love for the theater that I never could have found on my own. I worked on the backstage tech crew recently and noticed that their portable concession stand was in need of some help, so I figured that I could build them a new one. I asked around for everyone's opinions.
I've been at the Playhouse for about 4 years now.
I've been involved with the Playhouse as a parent for about a little over a year.
Probably the past 4 years.
Oh gosh, I've participated at the Playhouse for over 4 years.
You create a second family and you make so many amazing friends.
I love it because it gives students a great opportunity to be involved in the arts. It gives them a great opportunity to interact with kids who have similar interests, but also kids from other schools. In any one show, you could have kids from 6, 7, 8 school districts participating, and I think that's wonderful.
Have I bought concessions at the Playhouse before? Oh my gosh, yes.
I think every time I'm there for a show, I have.
Yes, we have. Always the kids are wanting little snacks. Because you go to a play, you gotta eat.
I feel like the concession stand currently could use a little TLC.
Well, it's a concession stand.
Oh, it's kind of old. It looks like it's seen its better days. It's been around for a while. But
I think that this project is a very good project. It'll give the concession stand a new look, and I think it'll have a great outcome.
Well, I think it's a great project. I think it was a wonderful idea.
I think it's great. I think it'll provide a more modern concession stand. I think the parents and those who attend shows will like it, and I think it'll definitely be easier to use for the people who work the concession stand. So I think it's a great project.
Next is putting together my team. We've got my dad, the mechanics and woodworking expert, my mom, the creative aide, Sammy, our extra labor, Lisa Painter, the head of the North Canton Playhouse, and plenty more. Now it's time to start building. After hours upon hours of drawing up designs and figuring out what bells and whistles we wanted for this project, my team and I finally settled on a design that we liked. Throughout this project, we made several trips to the hardware store, so don't think that we were able to knock this project out in one day. We have a total of approximately 150 hours in this project, and don't get me started on figuring out the budget. Step 1. We began construction with the base, drilling 4 2x6s together into a rectangle. Next, we drilled MDF board, a durable type of wood, on that to be the top of the base. Then we attached wheels and had a working base. When using a drill, make sure to always be wearing safety goggles to protect your eyes, as well as gloves to keep your hands away from the bit. Step 2. Next, we cut off the corners of the base with a jigsaw and then used a jig, a tool that can give you precise angles, to drill together a frame for the walls. When using a jigsaw, the same rules apply from using the drill. We drilled that frame to the base. Then we cut more MDF board using a table saw to the size of the walls. Just so you know, I was not allowed to use the table saw because it was too dangerous for someone of my small stature. I don't have the arm span or the control to keep the giant piece of wood straight while keeping myself safe. When dealing with large blades like this, always have someone who knows what they're doing with you, and always wear closed-toed shoes, safety goggles, and hand protection. Now, let's put the walls in. Step 3. We used the jig to drill holes into the MDF board, which we then drilled to the frame. It was so satisfying. After all the walls were in, we placed the shelves inside the stand, using MDF board on the sides to hold it up. We later drilled and glued everything in. Step 4. We needed to cover the outside with a pretty color. After sanding it down, I painted it, but I didn't like how it looked, so we decided to go to the hardware store and buy some laminate to cover the stand instead. Once it came in, we cut the laminate using a circle saw over top a piece of spare wood. Once again, my dad did it in the safe way he was taught, while I helped hold it down. Step 5. Installing the laminate was a fun adventure. In case you're not sure what laminate is, it's a type of countertop material you can install to give a finished effect instead of using something like paint. It was 90 degrees the day we decided to do it, and the glue dried too quick for it to work correctly. We had to peel all of our work off the next week because none of it stuck. Our next try went much better. To install laminate, roll or brush laminate glue onto the wood first, then onto the laminate. If you're doing an edge on the wood, put a second coat on the wood because the glue will sink in otherwise. Wait for both surfaces to dry, so much that it's only tacky when you touch it. Nothing should be on your finger after touching the surfaces. This should take about 15 to 20 minutes. Once both surfaces are ready, put the two together and roll them together using a J-roller or a rolling pin. Once they're firmly together, router off any excess laminate. A router consists of a spinning shaped blade that can create different types of edges and cuts. When using a router, definitely wear eye protection and make sure someone experienced is helping you, as this tool requires a lot of control. Okay, laminate's done. Step 6, time for the small stuff. We spent an afternoon installing a pull-out shelf. We sanded down the corners to round them out and used a hole saw that attaches to a drill to cut out 2 holes in the shelf. We routed out the space between the holes to create a handle in the negative space. Then we attached the hardware to the top shelf and slid the shelf in. We also added a customizable shelf on the other side. Step 7, the countertop. We cut it out of MDF board on the table saw and then used the jig to drill it to the top of the stand. Then we laminated it and used a hole saw to drill 2 holes into the front side. This way, we could eventually slide a PVC pipe structure into the front to act as signage. Step 8, door time. We cut and laminated 2 pieces of MDF board and then drilled hinges into them using another jig we had to buy, which allowed us to install the hinges correctly. We also laminated where we attached the hinges for a finished look. The hinges have a spring in them that close the door slowly, preventing any slamming. Any wood that was left showing was painted black. Step 9. In the original design, we wanted to have a table extension, a sidebar if you will. We bought special hinges and used a piece of MDF board that we laminated as the sidebar. While it was very complicated to install, it was worth it in the end. It goes up and down really easily. Step 10. Detail time. We attached a handle on one side of the stand, a floor lock on the bottom to prevent the wheels from moving when it needs to be still, a lock and knobs for the door, an eyelet hook to lock a door from the inside, and a bunch of extra details that bring the whole stand together. Step 11. There were 2 signage elements that we wanted to include on the stand. First, a plaque for the side of the stand, stating my name and the Girl Scout logo, and that this was a Gold Award project. Second, we built a PVC pipe structure and spray painted it black, and then attached signage to the top that, through her connections as a marketing director, my mom was able to obtain based off of my design. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And just like that, the stand was done. In total, we put approximately 150 hours into this project, not counting prep work or the time spent making this video. Alright, let's go deliver the stand to the Playhouse. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for watching my Gold Award journey. If you ever have the opportunity to give back, always take it. You won't regret it.
Thank you, Sarah, for the awesome